Yeah, Doug, why trade Leonard Fournette 2 weeks before? Why dump Leonard Fournette 2 weeks before the season opener?
Well, I think, what happened was I tried to challenge everyone, coaches, scouts, that we were going to look at, what we've been doing now in practice, not knowing how the players are going to come back, not knowing, really who we had, not having a lot of experience to them, that we were going to have to make good decisions on what's best for the team. And let's not go ahead and say, well, because someone did something before, maybe we'll get the same type of results, or things of that. Really, just trying to take the team and put the best team together for what we've seen in our practices. So, at the end of the day, I just felt that was the best decision for us as a team. I think it gives us the best opportunity with the skill sets that we have with the other players in there. I just thought that was the best for the team. And doing it now, we exhausted, all trade opportunities. We weren't able to get anything there. So I just felt that, now we can, work on the team and the plan and get ourselves ready for the season.
And is this, I mean, how much people are going to look at this as basically parting ways with the former regime, Tom Coughlin? You're trying to maybe almost rid yourself of some of those guys, some of those bad decisions almost. How do you address that, or at least respond to that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really write or really jump in, and tell someone else what to think or what to do. I think the best way to probably approach it, would obviously not having thought a lot about, being able to present this is I would like to just tell you what my role is. My role is to put the best guys I can together as a team. Same way I've been talking to the players from the beginning. And at the end of the day, it's going to fall to me, who those best players are, and how we want to play and what we want to do. So, at the end of the day, I've got to be able to, field a team that I believe gives us the best chance to win, and that's what my role is, and that's what I'm doing.
Thanks, Mark. Let's go over to D-Rock.
Hey, Doug. So this had nothing to do with any locker room stuff, off-field stuff. It was strictly on-field. He was no problem in the locker room at any point?
No, was not, and it strictly has to do on the field. At the end of the day, we feel, like I said before, all those things that I've said before, the skill sets of the guys that we have, and really that's what led to the decision. And it's been something that, we've done it with every single position that we've been looking at. We've done cut-ups, we've done tapes, we've gone back, we've looked at everything, what we tried to get done. So it's not just, the running back position, it's all positions. And, I wanted to make sure that we had the best look of, hey, what's going on right now? That's the best indication of what we're going to be able to get when we start this season. And I just feel that was the best, what's best for our team.
I'm just curious about your reaction to this, but when you take everything in the whole, with Calais being traded, AJ Boye being traded, Jan being traded, and now Leonard being released, people will look at that and say, well, that's for their best players. They've got to be tanking in 2020. I mean, how can you just address that, please?
Well, I can't speak for anyone. Like I said, I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but if that's the case, then, the realization is, if that happens, then, I'm not going to be here. Right. I mean, at the end of the day, if I don't win enough games or, do enough with this team, I don't foresee, me still being employed. So I'm doing everything I can to make sure that we have the best team to win football games. I mean, that's as simple as, I can be on it.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, D-Rock. Let's go over to Brett Martineau and then Gene Fournette.
Doug, how much is it a shockwave potentially in the building to some of the other players, people that know Fournette, seen what he's done in the NFL? And I guess the second part of that question would be, how do you see your running back rotation now?
Well, I think the first part of that question I really can't answer. You know what I'm saying? I really can't. My focus has been, players' health, player performance, putting together the best team, creating platforms for our players, you know what I'm saying, for whether it's social justice, whether it's voting. I mean, there's a lot, you know, that has to happen. So to really dig in to know someone's insight on, you know, what we're trying to do to create the best football team, I can't really expound on that. I really can't say anything. The second part of that question was,
how do you foresee your rotation now with these young guys? I mean,
Yeah.
do you lean on one particular, or will be committee?
well, I mean, people always say, you know, like committee's a word that people use out there. I think that we have guys that have really good skill sets, that have really had good camps. I think we're gonna, you know, now we're able to hone in on that and really work on that. And that's why I think you see that was a big reason why, you know, when people say why now, I think that's why, you know, so now we can, you know, hone that in, get that thing right, you know, for us going into this season.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Brent. Let's go to Gene and then John Reed.
Unmute.
Hey, Doug, I got it.
Yep.
Hey, Doug, expounding a little bit on the why now on this release. Did you anticipate that this was going to go this deep into training camp? When you started training camp, you know, back in, you know, July 28th or whenever it was, wouldn't it have been better to if that was going to be your intention, to release him then instead of waiting, you know, 3-4 weeks deep into training camp?
Yeah, I think one of the key things that you said, it was that going to be your intention. That was never my intention. You know, my attention was to make sure of, hey, listen, let's see what we have. Let's get to work. Let's see where everyone is. Let's see what they can do. Let's want to do everything and then make a decision then. So, you know, to say that I had my mind made up, there's actually like 2 or 3 positions right now that I'm still a little bit unsure of, you know, that we're trying to evaluate at this time. So I came in, everyone clean slate, no issues, everything moved forward. Everything's going to be, you know, what's on the field, being a good teammate, all this stuff. I'm talking about everyone. This is what I said to everyone on the team. And I tried to challenge all the people around me to say, let's go off what we see. Let's take names, take draft picks, take all that stuff off the jerseys, take it off the table. Okay. And then let's put them on the field and see who the best players are and what's going to be best for our team. So that's what I feel like, you know, that was my goal and that's my responsibility. And that's what I feel I'm doing.
As a follow-up, was it just a coincidence that Leonard is released right after the Unique Ngakoue trade?
I wasn't involved with the trade, you know, of when that was going to actually take place or not. No, the answer to that question, no. I have.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks.
thank you, Gene.
Yeah.
Let's go over to John Reed and then Hayes Carline.
No problem. Coach, got two questions for you. You said that you pretty much exhausted your trade opportunities. Was it a matter of a trade that you guys may not have felt that you wanted was offered? Well, change that to receiving to the value that you thought that he might warrant. You know, like you guys wouldn't have considered a 7th round pick to trade him.
I mean, that's a question that, you know, obviously Dave can answer more involved in. My question was, you know, can we get any value? And it was we couldn't get any. So 5th, 6th, no, we couldn't get anything.
And the second question is, I'm just trying to get a clarification. So you feel that from what you have right now as a young oriented team, particularly with your running back room, that you felt that he didn't fit for what you're looking for this season as a team, as far as what do you mean by that?
What do I mean by that? I felt I did what's best for the team.
Right.
Yeah. I just feel like the skill set of the guys that we have being used the right way will be able to give us more production and give us a better opportunity to win games. That's exactly what I feel and exactly what I've seen on tape.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach.
Oh, sure. No problem.
Thanks, John. Let's go over to Hayes and then Mia.
Doug, who told Leonard that he was cut?
Me.
And how'd that meeting go?
Good. Very professional.
And what would you say to fans that haven't bought tickets yet? Why should fans be hopeful that this will be an exciting, entertaining team to watch this year, in your opinion?
Well, I can't force anyone to do anything. I mean, it goes back to the same thing. I can tell you this, I'm super excited about this team. I'm excited about the young guys. I'm excited about the older guys. The way they perform, the guys that we have on this team. I think it's close. I think they communicate well. For me, when people talk about culture, I think this culture of this team, there's still things that we're working on to create a better culture for everyone. Assistant coaches, scouts, players, Marcus Pollard and player development. There's a lot of really good things that are going on the inside that I think is going to resonate to the field with the way those guys are going about their business and practicing and preparing. So I'm actually fired up. I really am.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Hayes. We're going to do 4 final questions here. We're going to go Mia, John Shipley, Jordan, and then finish with D-Rock. So go ahead, Mia.
Thanks, Tad. Doug, since you've gotten here, the philosophy has been play great defense, run the ball. With this waiving of Leonard, does that change? And how much did you and Jay maybe talk about this playbook and this scheme that he's bringing in? And maybe does that shift to a different philosophy on offense?
No, I think you're right in the beginning. I mean, I've always been, defense first, what I'm saying, because I think it bleeds into your special teams unit where we've done a good job. So I think those two things have always been a top priority for me. I've always talked, and I've said it many times, I've been part of teams that have been good running football teams. And I define that not by the amount of yards, not by, whether you lead the league in rushing or not. I define it of when you need to run the football and you want to run the football, that you're productive. So, to say, hey, listen, we run first. I mean, everybody wants to be able to run the football when they need to. But I think the most important thing is scoring points. And I think, we did a very good job going out and getting some playmakers. We've got some, really good talent at the receiver position. We've got talent at the tight end position. We've got guys in the backfield that do a very good job in the passing game. The line has really gotten a lot better. Now, all these things that I say, we have to go out there and produce. But this is what I'm seeing on the field, and I think it's going to lead to more touchdowns. At the end of the day, we've got to be able to score more touchdowns.
And one quick follow-up from me. Obviously, Rock missed a decent amount of camp being on the reserve list. I'm just curious. I mean, is he your RB1 right now? Who is your RB1, and do you feel confident in them right now?
Well, I think we have a lot of options of, like, when you say RB1 of depending on who we're playing and what we want to do, who we put out there. For Rock has been out. So I really don't have a complete evaluation on him, which is tough, and Didi's been out. So that, we have guys that have been out that, it's difficult because my goal was to make sure we get everyone out there, keep everybody healthy, which we've done a very good job of, the trainers, the weight room. And then this way we can make an evaluation and not get to that point where you just got to make a decision based on something that you haven't seen or you think you may see.
Thank you, Mia. Let's go to Shipley and then Jordan.
Hey, Coach, with, Fournette being waived right after the bulk of training camp is over, 13 days before you guys take on the Colts, do you think that creates a challenge for the other backs in the room to maybe prepare and get ready since they haven't been taking the number 1 reps all camp?
They've taken reps. I mean, so to say that they haven't taken an amount of reps or the number 1 reps that, those guys have all gone through, the rotation of being with the one. So I'm not concerned on that at all. I've watched the skill sets. I've watched the individual drills, the individual competition drills that we've had. So now it's just a matter of, like I said, the timing of getting those guys ready to some of the things that we expect to see during the season, and just get those reps for them now, to increase stats. So they're better prepared to do a good job for us. But those guys have been, the guys in that room have been outstanding as far as their preparation and getting themselves ready.
And Coach, just a follow up. I mean, how important is it to have a veteran coach like Coach Robisky, just in a situation like this where he has to get maybe a couple different guys ready?
Well, repeat that question. You went in and out.
My bad. How important is it to have a veteran coach like Coach Robisky in a situation like this who can kind of knows how to prepare guys?
Well, I think a couple things. I think what you're looking for is, you want a coach that obviously can, get the most out of his players, get them to understand what we're trying to do from a concept of what Jay would like, what I'm saying, for the offense to really fit in there. So I think the combination of the offensive coordinator and the position coach is the key, to really developing what you want from that room. It just can't come from, if the position coach doesn't have the same vision as the coordinator, that's going to be a problem. No different than if the coordinator doesn't have the same vision as the head coach, you create yourself some problems. And right now, where we are offensively is we're all aligned with the same vision.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Thanks, John. We're gonna do one question each from Jordan and D-Rock to finish up. Go ahead, Jordan.
Hey, Coach, do you envision an RB1 for on a week-to-week basis, or do you kind of see it as a situational and matchup-based situation moving forward?
Yep, situation and matchup based. I see it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thanks, Jordan. Let's finish up with D-Rock.
Yeah, Doug, with all the Leonard stuff, didn't really ask about Jan.
Sure.
But your thoughts on trading him? Is there a little bit of a bit of relief just because now for sure that he's either not going to be here or here? You know what I mean? Trying to prepare for both eventualities.
I kind of went into the situation of exactly what I've been saying the whole time. I've had no issues with Yannick when he was here. And at the end of the day, when you're a coach and you're sitting there and, it's almost like you feel like you're in the middle. You want what's best for the player. You want what's best for the team. And I think in this situation, I haven't spoken to Jan, but obviously if he's happy, then I'm happy for him. The team feels good, with the compensation, so I'm happy for them. And you just keep going forward.
All right, thank you guys. We'll
right,
have the
appreciate it.
pre-practice